Okay, good morning to all of my dear viewers. Welcome back in a new session of forensic medicine. So, in today's session, we are going to discuss a very important topics of forensic medicine, and the name of topic is evidence. So, what is the meaning of this evidence? The evidence means any documentary or the written documentary or what oral statements presented in courts to support the truth is called evidence. So again, it is what is the meaning of this evidence? Evidence means any written documentary or oral statements presented in court to support the truth is called evidence. Okay, so this evidence is basically classified into the two categories. One is called oral evidence and the another is called documentary evidence. So first we are going to discuss about the oral evidence, then we move towards the documentary evidence. Okay, so oral evidence, what is the meaning of this oral evidence? Oral evidence means any eyewitness, they give a statement in courts. So then we can say that it is a oral evidence. So this oral evidence is further classified into the three categories. One is the direct evidence, the next is indirect evidence, and the third is hearsay evidence. So what is the meaning of this direct evidence? Direct evidence means if any person he had seen the crime, so then it is considered as direct evidence. So if any person he had seen the crime, then it is called direct witness. Or we can also say that if any crime occurs in front of any person, then that person they give a statement in courts, it is called direct oral evidence. The next is indirect oral evidence. So what is the meaning of this indirect oral evidence? Indirect oral evidence means here the person they did not see the crime in front of them, but they saw something. They saw something that any person is going to any place having lethal weapons. So if any person they saw any person to going any place with lethal weapons, then in that condition it is considered as what indirect oral evidence. And the third is the hearsay evidence. So hearsay evidence means here the person neither see the crime or not seeing indirectly that any person going to any place with a lethal weapons. They only heard by someone about these crimes. So if anyone heard about crime by someone, then it is considered as the hearsay evidence or hearsay witness. In Indian court, this hearsay witness having no any validity. It is valid only in case of death declaration. So this all about the oral evidence. So after discussing the oral evidence, we move towards the next topic. So what is the next topic? The next topic is the documentary evidence. Documentary evidence means any documentation presented in court to support the truth. So if anyone present any documentary or written documentation to support the truth, it is called documentary evidence. There are varieties of documentary evidence. One is the obviously our medical legal reports like age certificates, wound certificates, drunken certificates, death certificates. So different types of medical legal report is considered under the documentary evidence. They also include the medical reports like sickness report, fitness reports, disability reports, and also they include the forensic science laboratory reports like DNA fingerprints reports, ballistic reports, weapon examination reports. So these all are different varieties of the documentary evidence. It also includes the dying declaration and the dying deposition reports. So there are the varieties of documentary reports. Now we are going to discuss one by one. So whatever written in boards. First we start with the definition of evidence. Evidence means anything presented in the court. Here anything means either they are in a form of documentary evidence or the oral evidence. I mean any document, any written statements that are presented in courts or any oral statements given in courts to support the truth. So if any written statements or any oral statements given in court to support the truth is called evidence. There are two types. One is the oral evidence and another is the documentary evidence. So both oral evidence and the documentary evidence, they comes under the section 2E BSA, Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam. So both documentary evidence and this oral evidence comes under the section 2E BSA. Okay, so what is the oral evidence? Oral evidence means person having the oral statement in courts of law. So if any person giving any oral statements in court of law, for example, the eyewitness, it considered as the oral evidence. It can be direct, indirect, and the hearsay witness. Direct means when witness had directly seen the crime. When witness had directly seen the crime or at the crime place any person is present, then that person is considered as a direct eyewitness. And this direct eyewitness, when give a statement in court, it is called direct evidence. Indirect evidence means here the witness did not directly see the crimes, but they see someone entry or exits in a place with a lethal weapons. So indirect witness means person they not present at the site of crime, but they see someone going or exits out at the site of crime with a lethal weapons. The third is the hearsay witness. Witness only heard about the crime. So if any person heard about the only crime from someone, it is considered as the hearsay witness, not valid in Indian court except in case of the dying declaration. So in case of dying declaration, only this hearsay witness is valid. One of the important point is the oral witness is always better than documentary evidence, because it can be cross-examined. So due to the nature of cross-examination, the oral witness is considered as a better evidence as compared to the documentary evidence. Now the second is the documentary evidence. Documentary evidence include the primary and secondary. If in courts the original documentation is presented, that means it is a primary documentary evidence. But if its Xerox copy is presented, it is considered as the secondary evidence, secondary documentary evidence. It includes the medical certificates like sickness, fitness, disability certificates, death certificates, medical legal reports like wound, aid, drunken certificates, dying declaration, dying deposition, forensic science laboratory reports like the DNA fingerprints, ballistic report, viscera reports, weapon examination, and the electronic records like CD, DVD, and the emails. So this all about the different types of witness. I hope you can understand the lecture. Welcome back in new session.